So I did all that to say I'm not the problem. Okay, so I need someone to act right so we can be in matching Christmas pajamas by December, okay? I'm not the problem, so go ahead and write that down.
Gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Single Mothers. And we'll kick it off with this one right here. We can already see the tattoos on the hands. A lot of red flags, guys. We'll get to know her along the way, but I just want to quickly mention a thing that's going on in society, that women want the end goal, right? As she mentioned, she wants to have matching pajamas with her boyfriend, for Christmas. Stay under the mistletoe, etc. They want the end goal. But they don't want the hard path that they have to go to reach that point, because that's what marriages are. They are a long road. Well, that's what they're supposed to be anyway. They're a long road where you make a lot of compromises. You get to know the other person. You help him on a daily basis. You help each other. You complement each other. You are for each other. You are one as a whole. That is what it takes to get to the point where you have matching pajamas with someone who is not going to leave you. But they don't want to follow that path. They want to have their fun in their 20s. They want to ride the carousel. They want to go out with many bad boys. They want to have a provider. They want to have a man who will pump them. They want these 4 or 5 men. They want their roster, their orbiters to supply all their needs. And then suddenly when I'm 30, well, I want the matching pajamas. Well, it doesn't work that way. But with that being said, guys, let's take a look at this video.
So I was bored tonight. I was thinking, what it is about me that I just can't seem to stay in a relationship. So I decided to give my ex-boyfriend a little question and answer. Because I needed some answers.
I'll give you the answer. You're a huge red flag. Any woman who's not able to stay in a relationship is a huge red flag, because it doesn't take anything else than having a good personality. If you are not extremely horrendous looking and you happen to be in a relationship, the literal one thing you need to be able to keep that relationship, well, actually two, it's two, all right, it's two. First off, picking the right man. If you pick the bad boy, you can act any way you want. He's going to leave you either way. So first off, picking the good man. Second off, being a nice person to be around. Okay, if you do those two things, no man is never ever going to leave you, right? If you don't pick the bad boys, the chads that have all the options, and then you happen to be a good girlfriend, a good wife, a good mother for your future children, no man is going to leave you, like never. So that is why it's a huge red flag when women are not able to keep relationships, because it shows that one of those two things it's missing. In most of the cases, it's both. Let's continue, guys.
So we did the question and answer, and here it goes. As my favorite ex, I'm going to ask you some questions. Answer honestly. I'm making a TikTok, and I'm not saying your name. Are you ready? That's right. I'm keeping him anonymous, even though some people know who he is. We're just not saying his name. He gave me the green light, so down. Here we go. Okay, the best thing about dating me. The attention you gave. Okay, he had an opportunity here, so what was the worst thing about dating me? The distance. Seems that I have a thing for dating people hours away. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's another red flag, gentlemen. Men nowadays, in order to get a good woman, they oftentimes need to expand their circle, their area of trying to find that partner in continents. They have to expand to the next continent in order to be able to actually meet a good woman, right? Because a good woman are in a big shortage right now, and men are the ones who have it hard. Men are the ones who, in order to find a woman that they can marry and live happily, they have to go to another country, another continent. They have to go to the other part of the world, so not the West. Women, on the other hand, they have to open their door, make 5 steps, and in those 5 steps, they will have already met 2 guys who are interested in them and want to commit to them. That's how easy women have it. The fact that you have to make like long distance relationships, why? Guys, I can't emphasize how easy it is for women to find relationships. It's really easy. Of course, they don't have to commit to every relationship. I'm not saying that they should have absolutely no standards, but the problem is not that they, that they don't have any standards. The problem is their standards are so freaking high that they're not willing to give a chance to any of the good guys. So again, another red flag. This woman is full of them. Let's continue.
Sure, there's something worse than distance, but if this is what he says, then that's what he says. That's what he says. And what is my best quality? Laughing at all the dumb jokes. That's my best quality. That's my best one. But there for a second I was like, well, first of all, my jokes are first class. I'm funnier than half these men out here, okay? But then he clarified, he made his dumb jokes and he was right, his jokes are really stupid, but we laugh when we're in love, you know? But also not taking no for an answer. Yeah, I don't like to be told no. So there's that. If you could tell the next guy date one thing, what would it be? This man thought he had jokes for a moment. For a moment. Run, laugh my ass off, just kidding. Don't say things you won't mean in the long haul. And he is...
No, he should have just left it at run. Again, this guy missed so many opportunities for us to have a good laugh, but he didn't, guys.
right. One thing you don't regret about dating me? Taking the chance? And he's right, because I don't give many chances. And when you...
I doubt that you don't give many chances, given that you mentioned already you've been in so many relationships, you have so many ex-boyfriends. Seems like you give a chance to every Chad you meet along the way. But anyway.
Had the chance, you better take it, my guy. This is where I thought it could get a little hairy. One thing you regret about dating me. And of course, he came through with the only acceptable answer that there was. Looking back overall, do you regret dating me? And in true heterosexual male fashion, no. And last question of the evening. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate our relationship? Probably an 8.2. So, I mean, anything above, like, a 7 is good, right? So, I did all that to say I'm not the problem. Okay, so I need someone to act right so we can be in matching Christmas pajamas by December, okay? I'm not the problem, so go ahead and write that down. I said write it down. Write it down.
We had to end in the absolute cringe. Let me just change that scene because it's really disturbing, guys. But the thing is, this guy giving out huge simp energy. But regardless, you know, it seems to me that he was not the one who wanted to break off the relationship. And that's the way it goes for women like this one that we covered. They walk the long distance with Chad. They're willing to give them many chances. They chase them endlessly, even though Chad never shows any desire to commit at all. And on the other hand, the guys that are interested in them, they give them the short run. They're like, no, it's not gonna work, and they break the relationship, right? They break the relationship. They divorce in the marriage. You know, it's just how women walk for some reason. You don't try to understand it. Just take it for what it is. When you behave in a good way with them, or at least when you show commitment, they run away. When you don't show commitment, they chase you. Make it make sense, gentlemen. But now let's continue.
Girls, Coach B. Wiley, I need for you to understand the difference between a guy investing his time with you versus passing his time with you. An investment is going to be clear, it's going to be direct. You're not going to have any questions about why you're spending time together, what the purpose of it, what his intentions are. You're going to be talking on the phone consistently, texting, of course, FaceTiming, going out, meeting his friends, and he's literally going to do whatever he can to perhaps adjust his schedule if need be to make sure he's spending quality time with you. Why? Because you're an investment and he sees you as so. Now, a guy that is just simply passing the time and doesn't particularly want you to be his girlfriend or isn't looking for anything serious with you will literally be out and about one day and he'll hit you up like, hey, what you doing? Hey, where you at? What's up? Come through. Let me come through. Let me come through, get a hug. What you doing? It's always going to be like a what you doing. And the time is never going to be planned. It's more than likely going to be random. He's generally going to be up, down, and all around. You can't seem to nail this guy down, even if you've tried. And
Guys, that's literally what I mentioned before the starting of this video. No, it's the other way around. When you do those things where you invest time in a woman, you will scare her off. And when you act like you don't care and you call her for a booty call on a Tuesday night, that is when they show interest, right? And honestly, I don't like it that way. It didn't used to be that way back, a century back. Back then, women valued investment, but times have changed and it's not the same anymore. Women nowadays, you can trust me on this one, you can try it for yourself, you can experiment. The more you commit to a woman, the further away she'll run from you, because what we have in today's society is that women like to keep their options open. As you have probably noticed, watching these sort of videos, women have orbiters of men. They have different men to supply their needs. They have one man who is the attractive one, who they use for the S3 actual fun. Then they have a man who is a provider, who they don't care if it's a simp, it's just a provider. And then they have another man who is like a backup plan, the best friend, the one who is friend zoned. And then they have like many guys in their DMs for that attention, validation when they feel lonely, So women nowadays, they want to keep their options open. You go to the average 20-year-old woman right now and you speak her about marriage, and she's going to run for the hills because she doesn't want that. What she wants is to feel on top of the world. She wants to receive all the validation, all the attention. She wants to chase the chads and see, what is the highest rank of chad that she can get. That's what women nowadays want. They don't want marriage. They don't want the long run. They don't want the ride or die scenario. They don't like commitment. It scares them off. You may have noticed, analyzing society, that relationships don't last long. Women, especially women, they change relationships, quote unquote serious relationships, if they happen to have some. They change them every 6 months to a year maximum. And in between that period where they get another quote-unquote serious relationship, they hook up with 7 guys to make up for the time that they've been in a relationship. It's truly disgusting, guys. You're not going to get far giving women the commitment. You can't do that. It will work out in 1 out of probably like 5,000 women. Yeah, 1 out of every 5,000 women will value the things that women used to value in the past. But yeah, the other 4,999 women, they're not going to value that. They're going to get scared of because they interpret it as you trying to take their liberty away. They are S3 actually liberated guys. Don't take that away from them. So this woman's advice, it's a total 180 from the real situation nowadays.
Even when you bring it to his attention, like, hey, why do you always call me last minute when you're out somewhere? Why do you always call me last minute when you want to get together? Why do you always? That's when you know.
Because he doesn't care, because he has other options. And if you're not available, he's going to call Jesse to get the job done. You're an option to him, same as you have many guys who are options for you. That's it. And the fact that you're speaking about these sort of men shows that these are the type of men that you are dating. You could see that, take it for what it is, and say, I'm not going to be part of this. I'm not going to be someone's booty call. I'm not going to be Chad's option. You could not date these sort of men, right? You could date the other guys who wouldn't treat you like an option, but you don't. Guys, notice how every time we cover women on this channel, it's not women whining about the good guys. It's not women who whine about the average man. It's not women who whine about you know, my partner used to be good and loyal, but he did this or he messed up there. No, they always talk about Char, guys. They always talk about Char. Do you feel represented, or you know, do you relate to these sort of men that women on my videos talk about? Because personally, I don't. They always talk about, oh, he treated me like an option. He didn't care. He just wanted to have fun, and then, you know, he pumped and dumped. It's men who have options. It's men who are in it because they want to have fun, and that's it. Most men don't follow this pattern.
He's using you to pass the time. If you constantly have to question, well, why this, why that, I'm confused, that should be a direct signal that he's just passing the time with you. If he calls you up some days of the week and will just sit there and talk to you for hours, he's bored and he needs something to do. And he doesn't just want to sit there twiddling his thumbs, because perhaps the real woman that he wants is either busy at work, don't got time for him, or he has not reached her yet. So when you're in a dating situation, and if you want to know if he's passing time or investing time, ask yourself, self, how do I feel when he asks me out and wants to get together? Is he trying to date me? Is he literally saying, let me take you? Or is he saying, hey, come through, let me pull up, let's hang out? The verbiage that a guy uses tells you everything you need to know. Are you just his homegirl? Is that how he introduces you to other people? Are you his friend? Are you his lady? What is he calling you? Or is he just calling you by your name? These are some questions that you need to answer when you're dating and working on your communication skills when you're talking to these guys. Are you an investment, or are you just something to do to pass the time? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and if you're ready to get rid of the guys who are using you to pass the time.
Right, gentlemen, so we'll end on this thought. This is the last clip, and I have to say, if you have it all figured out, you know, we oftentimes see women, they've had their epiphany phase, now they see everything, now they've healed, now etc etc, you know, you give them a second chance to be rebirthed into another woman, and they're just gonna live the perfect life, Jesus-like levels of perfection, you know, in regards to dating. If they have it all so figured out, how come they've had this long history of dating the same type of men for so long? Because for men, it usually doesn't go that way. Most men that you will meet throughout your life, they've made 1 to 2 mistakes. They've dated once or twice the toxic girl just that stood them up and monkey branch, etc. And after that, they learn, right? Or they decide not to learn, but still they know, right? I'm talking about Sims. For women, it doesn't work like that way. You know, they quote unquote learn and heal, and they talk about healing for the next 15 years of making the same mistakes, right? It's truly amazing how delusional they can be, gentlemen. But with that being said, leave me your thoughts in the comments, guys. I'd much appreciate to read them. And with that being said, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.